Hey everybody, welcome back to Francoise Bougie. I'm so glad you guys tapped in. Welcome to another episode. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Come on. Boss lady funny. Bougie gang is just funny in general. Y'all are, I mean, look, maybe that's why we all got together at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys say I'm funny and I don't really see it, but y'all are funny too. So maybe we're just a whole bunch of very comedic folk. You know what I'm saying? Like we just, can point out the obvious funny out here. Did Nesto plead guilty or something yesterday? No. No, they were having the evidence. If he pled guilty yesterday, then we would have been having very different conversations yesterday. He put in a not guilty plea on the arraignment. Okay, let's talk about these questions. Let me open up a Q&A box because I feel like you guys had a lot of questions and I don't know that I have every single answer, but I might be able to answer some of the questions or we can find them together, right? So we can crowdsource some answers. I'm trying to figure out why my video from earlier is on slow-mo. What's going on here? Hold on a second. Let me check something out. Because I'm like, wait a second. Something don't look quite right. Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is slow on counting or something, but when I go into the studio, okay, it's different. Okay. Let me open up a Q&A box real quick. And then yesterday, I'm just going to say Blabbermouth because I don't even like to say her name. She's so irritating. Mentioned that somebody in the courtroom was taking a plea or putting in a plea deal or something like that, but she wasn't talking about Nesto. There were other people having their court cases. Like there were multiple parties there yesterday handling business. So it wasn't just Ernesto. Okay. Hopefully that answers the question for somebody. Okay, I was having some technical difficulty, guys. I had created the live, and for some reason, I could not get back into StreamYard. It was so weird. So I just went ahead and restarted my computer, and because I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna just have to use my tablet or something, and then I was working on some artwork. I'm sorry, I'm just on my petty this week. So I'm on my petty and that's it and that's all. It's okay. Okay. I don't look. Sylvia said, Blabbermouth said, if you use her footages, she's going to strike channels. Good. I'm not using your footages. I'm not going to use. That's a lie. I will not, over my dead body, will I be using your footages. Okay. On Sonia Durham Waller, I will not be using your footages. Don't you worry. Don't you worry yourself over that. I would rather walk from here to San Francisco before I use any of your courtroom footages. Okay. Don't you worry about that. I know how to watch something. See, I know how to tell a story. Okay. Like I know how to watch something, and I know how to you remember, like, in the 3rd or 4th grade, we would watch a movie, or remember they used to show us film strips? Do you guys remember film strips? And the, teacher would have to it would look like a camera roll, and they would have to hit the button or whatever they would do, film strip. Okay, and then the teacher would say, "Okay, okay, class, tell us what you just, basically tell us what about the story. Give us I don't think they said synopsis, but when they would tell us we would see something, and then they would want you to recount the storyline or whatever based on your understanding what happened, or what just happened to Farmer Ted, what happened to Mrs. Jones, did Boo Boo and Bebe go to school, type of thing. I learned very early how to watch something or read something and be able to put it in my own words, do a summary. Thank you, DMV Scorpion. That you either write a summary or you stand up and you tell the class what your understanding of what we just saw, what we just read, all of those things, correct? Um, ma'am does not have that skill. Okay? I can watch something very well and be able to tell what I saw. Okay? Anywho, oh my God. She thinks her footages are so special. You are not going to use my footages. I'm going to have a premiere at 3 o'clock of my footages. Oh God. Let me stop, y'all. Okay, let me put up the Q&A box. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop now. I'm stopping. And ma'am said this morning that her footages get stolen by everybody, and someone showed her how to do something, right? Anywho, she said people just sitting there and gossiping. I don't know who she was talking about, but I don't know. She feels like she's the only person who's been on the blogs, whatever. She just, I really think, and we talked about this kind of just a wee little bit. She was so triggered at the Diddy trial by being there with people who have a real, so, I don't want to say real, like they have a bigger, yes, they have a bigger footprint, right? Armand, Tisa, Emily, all of those people, right? North Carolina Beats on Facebook. He's got a lot on Facebook. As quiet as it's kept, you can make a big bag on Facebook, okay? But it's hard. It is so freaking hard to get your followers up on Facebook. Anyway, um she was there with a lot of people who are making a bag. All of the above. Neek at Night. I can't mention everybody's name. Obviously, Lovely T. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. You guys know what I mean, and it's no shade to leave anybody out. You guys know what I'm talking about. There was a lot of people there who have very nice, robust bag earning platforms, and ma'am felt away. She did, Dennis. Um, she felt very much away, and I think that she was very much triggered. And ever since then, she has been acting like a fucking weirdo, not on top of the weirdo that she already displays, the weirdo foolishness, right? It's been magnified, okay? And I don't know what her damn problem is. She's mad. She's so mad. Yes, a fucking weirdo. If you can FUQN girl. Okay? She has been giving weirdo like crazy. And she says people are stealing her footages, and she's mad, and she's gonna have the exclusive interview. What exclusive interview with Shirley Strawberry is she talking about? Is she talking about Shirley's testimony? I just love how this lady is supposed to be a courtroom blogger, and she doesn't know courtroom etiquette. She doesn't know courtroom speak. It's not giving that you know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. Questions. I'm just going to put questions. Drop your questions here. I'm going to do the best to answer your questions. I don't know if I can answer everything, but we'll do our best. Drop your questions here. Okay, I have two things to show you guys really quick. Let me go look at the docket just to be sure there's nothing going on. I started logging into that and then I couldn't get into damn StreamYard, and then I'm like, oh shit, is there a problem? What's going on here? So let's just see if they have a date posted. Okay. Now that I got that off my chest, I'm like, okay, now I feel so much better. All right, let me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. What is going on with the stupid verification thing? Okay. Okay, someone's dropping a question. Will you go to the next hearing or trial if there is one? I don't know. I mean, I'm not super far. I'm only in Charlotte, but I don't know. I'm going to just be honest. There's so much ratchet going on, and I see the plays that are being run, and I'm not going to be too quick to put myself in a situation where someone's going to try and run a play and I'm stuck down in Atlanta for the day and my husband's up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, my husband already said that if I wanted to go to Atlanta, he would have to take the day off. You know what I'm saying? And we're serious about our bags here. My husband don't take a day off too quick. Any of you guys who know that you know what I'm talking about, if your husband is not too quick to take a day off from work, baby, my husband is not quick to take a day off from work. All right, unless we're going on vacation or something. And honey, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, Candy Girl. I would love to, but I just it's the fuckery for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust. They play too much at that courthouse. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. They play too much at that damn courthouse. And I know when I lose my temper, how that goes. And that doesn't go very well. And I don't want to be in a courthouse losing my temper with some fuckery in the midst. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't see any additions to the docket on the Rico case. Let me look on the other one. That's why I don't like to play around with these people on the internet. If you were watching over on my other channel today, there's two people who've been going at it for years now, and one of them had the other one arrested. She had a damn warrant for her arrest, and they picked her up off the highway for some foolishness that ended up getting dropped. I mean, not completely dropped, but not completely what it was played out to be, but still legal trouble nonetheless, involving handcuffs, detainment, a ride in a police car, bond, foolishness. So, and we know that damn Sylvia is all about that type of stuff, right? Okay, so Candy Girl, that was your question. Do you plan? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I would have to have a buddy like my girl. If my girl's coming, maybe, but I'd want to have somebody, a close colleague that I know I have their back, they have my back. I will not go by myself. No, because I don't, all the foolishness, no ma'am. How many wings did Dennis pay? How many wings did Dennis pay to use her footages? I don't know if Dennis, if you're in the chat, they have a question for you. I think I saw Dennis earlier, but I don't know how much wings, uh Sylvia is so inappropriate with those S's. For somebody whose name starts with S, it's so funny how inappropriate she is with those S's. Like she totally leaves them out and then totally adds them in for no reason. I don't know how much Dennis had to pay in wings for footages. I'm not sure. But Dennis, if you are still here or come back, if you would like to answer that question, be my guest. Why would Hoover? Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Why would Hoover? Are you guys seeing this? You have to look up at the top of the screen. Why would Hoover wear the same tight suit knowing that we were looking struggle bus? Um, I don't know who's here who is an attorney, but it's possible working for the public defender's office is not super lucrative. I'm just going to go on a limb and say that it's not super duper lucrative. It's probably a nice job and it probably you never know. Even though it's a lawyer job, it could still be a just over broke, because by the time you pay your student loans for law school and all of those things, I have a really good friend who I think she just could have paid off, and it's been over 20 years. I mean, it was like a mortgage. Okay, it was like a mortgage. So it probably was the amount back 20 something years ago. Girl, is that 30 years now? Let's say 25 years ago. It it probably she probably owed more for law school than my purchase price on my first home. Okay? Which my first home was under $100,000 and I think she owed like 110. It was definitely giving, small mortgage. I don't know what they pay these days, and I don't know how old Sean Hoover is, but maybe Sir doesn't have coin like that. Um, Good question. Why is he wearing the same stuff though? He needs to do the Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has a principle on how to build up your wardrobe, which is like one black suit, one tan suit, one gray suit, one blue suit, and one something else suit. And he says then you get like X number of shirts, you get X number of ties. But if you have these 5 complete suits like brown, black, gray, cream maybe, and brown or something, you can make like 125 different outfits between like mix and matching the blazers, the vest, the pants. You have X number of button down shirts, all of those things. So maybe Sean hasn't gotten the memo yet from Steve Harvey on how to maximize and have like a pretty fat wardrobe with not a lot of pieces. He may not know that yet. So and boom, he needs to get something that also fits. Why do you think why hold on. Why why do you think they left out Nesto slash Carol's marriage divorce? I noticed that and I'm not sure why. I don't know if that isn't she one of the ones he actually did get a divorce from. I think he and Carol did. Maybe they just focused. Okay, so in the timeline, okay, good question. But in the grand scheme of things, I think he and Carol actually did have a marriage and a divorce. So I'm not sure. Good question. That's a good one. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna be honest. 1248. Let me see if I can find it here in the chat to highlight it. 1248. I don't. Okay, I can't find it. I'm just gonna stay over here on the YouTube side, so my bad. Okay. Uh, okay. Next question. Do you think Sonia will be at the next court hearing if there is a chance Shirley will be there? I don't know. She wants to be seen so bad. Um, I don't know. Um, Shirley's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But be fabulous. She's not going to do anything. And neither will Sonia. If I were Sonia, I would keep to myself because that's embarrassing. I wouldn't want to be around looking like a big old sloppy second. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Let me show you guys something. Ooh, ooh, okay. Um, let me share my screen. You guys started dropping questions quick. Okay, give me a second. All right, let me finish checking the docket because I pivoted. Okay. Right now, as of 1 o'clock almost on Tuesday, there's nothing updated to the docket on Nesto's RICO and on Nesto's essay. Nothing updated on here yet either. Let me check my email to see if I got a message about the transcript. I don't know if Dennis is here too. Dennis, if you can help out. Um uh uh okay, I'm reading something someone sent me. All right. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is, can y'all see? Um Okay, here's Mississippi Monica. Now, I guess this was so 3 hours ago. I'm assuming this is today. A good day. Could this have been yesterday? Did Shirley have on a dress yesterday or did she have on pants? Did anyone see yesterday? But this was posted 3 hours ago and there we go. Okay. That's that on that. Shirley, Mississippi Monica, and some lady who is like a wealth, I think she's some sort of fund or wealth manager, something like that. There we go. Okay. Let's get back to this. Let me get back to y'all's questions. Okay. Ooh, gosh, the questions are mounting. Hold up. Hold up on the questions for a second because I don't want to lose any of your questions. Do you think Sonia will be at the next court hearing, or is there a chance if there's a chance Shirley will be there? I don't know. I'm gonna say, judging by the way Sonia is, I mean, I feel like she does like to be seen, but I feel like she wants to be seen as not wanting to be seen. You know what I mean? I think she wants to be seen, but very much like, I really don't want to be seen type of thing. So I'm not sure. I don't think she's going to come out the bushes like that to just run into Shirley. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't give a good answer on that one. I'm not sure what she's going to do. Do you think IS is so petty and childish? Do you think IS is so petty and childish because her move from the Nesto sector to Sonia Groupie for Nesto exclusivity didn't pan out for her? I don't think she thinks it didn't pan out. You know what I mean? I think she thinks that she is that it's all good. I think Sonia and I think Sylvia thinks that she is blessed and highly favored, and whatever that she's doing very well for herself. I think she is satisfied with whatever you know what I mean? I don't know what her level, like what her measuring stick is for success, but you can't tell her that she's not happy with the decisions that she's made. So she likes it. I love it. Weren't two of the assault victims SUPPs? Um, weren't two assault victims. I think they said that there were two victims who were supposed to testify or something yesterday. We didn't see them. I don't know if she has more footages to post, but we are unfortunately at the mercy at this moment of this cuckoo. So until we get transcripts, that's all we're going to know. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? All I know is what this woman has put up, and that's it. So once we get the transcripts, I just checked my email to see if they came through, and I didn't know. And I didn't see anything yet. Do you think Nesto should please insanity at this point? It's evident he's going to do some time. He should plead dumb. Wow, that's funny. Um, Even if he has some mental issues, it's not necessarily going to take away from his ability to help defend his case, and he's fine. You know what I mean? I know you're probably joking, but yeah, he's fine. He's not going to be able to do that. Weren't the two assault victims in court, and did they testify? So, Alec, I wasn't there. All we know, there were two witnesses yesterday. We saw Shirley and the Fulton County investigator from the prosecutor's office. Now, as far as Ernell Winfrey, Joey yesterday said that he had left. um Maybe there was another session. There might have been, but I haven't been privy to that information. um I don't know that Sylvia showed it. I think she said she had a part 2, but she didn't play it. So maybe that's something she's going to play today. Maybe she's not going to play it. I'm not really sure, but I requested a transcript. When we get off of this live stream, I will reach out to Fulton County and see if what the status is of my request. Make sure I got it to the right person and all that stuff. Because I've last time I never heard from anybody, and hopefully I don't want that to happen again. Sean Hoover should be making enough money to purchase himself a couple of new suits for work that will fit perfectly. I agree with you, Linda. I absolutely do. Or somebody who loves and cares about him should want him to have something decent to wear. How is it safe for the public to have a full grown silverback in the courtroom? Seems dangerous. I have no, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I find it more like she's a blabbermouth to me. What is the next court date? I checked the docket. I have not seen it posted yet. What is the next court date? I've never seen a case in limbo for 4 years. This is crazy. Well, we just did cash out. One of the cash out defendants had been in Fulton County since 2019. Michael, what was his name? The guy cash out. He'd been in since 2022. There are people in Fulton County who've been in the county for a minute. So yeah, that Fulton County is full of them right now. So uh okay. Did I skip anybody's? Hold on. If you're below this one, then I haven't gotten to yet. Do you think Nesto went to the hole yesterday? So you guys think Nesto was that mad that he who thinks Nesto went to the hole yesterday? Do you think, where am I? Do you think, okay. Do you think Nesto went to the hole yesterday? No. Are you going to pull the text messages dated after yesterday's hearing? Yes. I'm waiting for them. Let me see if they came. I hadn't had a chance to check my mail. Hold on. Um uh, just a second, y'all. I think I may have them back. Okay, I may have them back. I need to log in. You guys are asking me a lot of questions I have not gotten the answers to yet. But yes, text messages, I requested them and I actually may have them right now. Do you think Nesto went to the hole yesterday? Are you going to pull the text messages? Yes. If they're in my inbox, we'll take a look at them. Have you seen the text messages from yesterday after the hearing between Nesto and Sonia? Child delusional. No, I have not seen them yet. But I requested them this morning, so I think I have them. I just hadn't had a chance to look yet. Do you think the state is holding Nesto for the feds? Why is it taking so long? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Did I answer everybody's question? Weren't two of the assault victims supposed to testify maybe? Alley Cat. I know that they said Ernell Winfrey did say she had two people to testify, but I don't know if Ernell Winfrey went. You know what I mean? Like I said, Sylvia said she had a part two, but uh, you know, uh I don't know. Did we get through all of them? Why is it taking so long? Everybody who put something in the chat box, are we good? Um, I'm gonna clear these. What's the next court date? How is it safe? Okay. Is it okay? I'm gonna clear this whole thread of messages, you guys. That way, as people start, don't type any just yet. If anyone's getting ready to send something, don't send it. I'm getting ready to clear these so the next set can how padded are the walls for Nesto? How padded are the walls for Nesto last night? I'm sure he was pissed. I'm sure he was pissed, but um I don't know. You know what I mean? Probably very much padded, but maybe even very much not. Okay, I'm going to do Q&A number 2. Q&A number 2. Okay. You guys can start dropping questions again. I just cleared out that whole thing because it gets kind of bunched up at the top and then I can't see your questions. So, okay. Would it be a conflict if S visiting and covering the courtroom? That's a good question. Would it be a conflict for S? She says she's doing spiritual visits. And is she covering the courtroom? You know what I mean? She's independent. Maybe if she had a job for a news outlet, they might feel like that's a conflict. But considering the fact that she's you know what I'm saying, and I'm using it loosely, independent, um, nobody cares. No one's tuning in like that. I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but are you really running over to Sylvia to get the tea on what's going on? Sylvia was the only person in the courtroom that got footages and nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? The overwhelming majority of the folks who did updates yesterday did updates without footages. This person was there, rightfully so. Wisdom's daughter was there. She has a firsthand account of what occurred. And grown people know how to tell and retell stories, events of what occurred. So the fact that Blabbermouth put so much emphasis on having visuals, at the end of the day, it's almost at a point where people are okay with not consuming what she has just based on how funky the attitude is. Houston Foodie read some. He believes it was proven he was telling the truth about the marriage. Okay. I hadn't look, I've been busy all day. I've been live. I already did a live. I've been putting out videos. I haven't had time to get over to Houston Foodies today. Plus I have the text coming, so I'll take a look at it. But yeah, if that's what it says, that's what it says. I'll take a look at it and read it. I haven't had a chance to get to it. Uh let's see. We will wait for transcripts and get other accounts. The zoo animals don't need attention. Keep telling him to be loud and vocal. She keeps telling him to be loud and vocal. Okay. Do you think SS would lie for him yesterday by saying she knew about the purchase? Do you think thought do you think he thought maybe SS would lie for him yesterday by saying she knew about the purchase of the truck? I think he thought he still had control. Well, whatever he thought, he's wrong. Okay. You were in court. Yes, black but not bitter. Yes. You were in court yesterday. Um, okay, I know Shirley wears great smelling perfume and did walk by Ernesto got yesterday, spiraled him to the pits of hell. Yeah, she probably had on something very good and oud with a little bit of, I don't even know, some rose and all of the things. Probably was like some good perfume. Hey, black but not bitter. He says he's an innocent man, so he was okay last night, I'm sure. Black but not bitter, if you want to drop anything, you're more than welcome to. Or if you'd like to call in, it's up to you. I know you were over on Villanore's yesterday, and I did listen to some of it, but I had to get ready for my own live. But um that was very, very good. I mean, it's pretty awesome when you guys are in the gallery. So, I think like I said, Sylvia puts a lot of emphasis on her footages and thinks that she's the plug, and she's not. Sis not the plug. Um Sis is definitely Sylvia is not the plug. That's what she had to today. And after that, it's all of a sudden now she's had the come to Jesus, and at 3 o'clock she wants to do a premiere and think that everybody's going to turn up to go watch it, which I don't know what everybody's going to do. If it's going to have all that, this is an infamous Sylvia. This is an infamous Sylvia. I'm not. I can't tune in for that again. Um, let's see. Do you think Sonia would tell? Do you think Sonia told him to have an outburst? Girl, look, being disruptive in court is not smart. Um, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I would hope well, I don't think so. Do you think Nesto's outburst was to appease Sonia to make her continue to think he's innocent? Wow. I think Nesto is out of control. I think Nesto is probably very immature. And I feel like his outburst without being there firsthand is how he behaves. It's probably just how he behaves. Was yesterday Nesto's full plea or final plea, or will he be able to have another chance? I think he has another chance until they get to it wasn't a final plea, it was a motions hearing. So they're going to have final plea at some point in the future. But no, yesterday was not the final plea. You can change your plea up until it's up until before a verdict even. You could be in the middle of a trial and stop and say, "Your Honor," you know what I mean? I don't know how well that's gonna go over, but I think you can put a plea in until the moment that, maybe you have a jury. I saw someone today who just put in a guilty verdict who was supposed to start trial. I think maybe they were supposed to start trial on Thursday. This boy who killed his mother over his cell phone, and he just put a guilty verdict in, and they're getting ready to sentence him um on law and crime. I think he just did that today, and so he's putting in his plea right now. But yeah, he was set for trial. So you can go to the as far as once you've been adjudicated, then it's too late. But you can just go ahead and do what you got to do. Please check your devices and make sure. Okay. All right. Thank you, Bible Lady. The fact that Shirley is paying $8.99 and some charges is mind blowing. Who's paying the insurance? That's what I want to know. Do you feel like Sonia did not show up to court because she knew Shirley would be there? Allegedly Sonia is in Ohio. That's what she said. I don't know if that's true or not. You know what I mean? The fact that Nesto still insists that he's innocent makes him a person that is still dangerous. His lack of remorse and accountability is sociopathic. Um, Waiting until they make a decision on the suppression, and based on that, I think they're going to figure out which way they're going to go. Nesto has a history of pleas and plea deals, and whether Will Wooten is ready to go all the way or not, I think that once they find out if they have some leeway with the vehicle suppression, that'll make the difference as to how they're going to proceed with either trying to fight or try to get not life. You know what I mean? Not get life. So, but yeah, I think that's it is, I'm sure it's bothersome for a lot of people. Let me flip the screen and see if I can find who got gifted. Um I thought freedom was coming. Thank you. Um Hold on, let me star that or heart that. Or is it Oregon City ST? You see our names are kind of messed up right now. Everybody's handle is showing versus like your name. But you just got gifted by our good friend. I thought freedom was coming. Okay. Gosh, you guys are keeping me busy in that Q&A queue. Hold on, okay, let me go back to that. Do you think Nesto went back to his cell and cried himself to sleep after seeing SS? So, Nesto's on a cot in the dormitory. They don't even have cells. So he's on his little cot. Did he cry yesterday? I don't know. I don't know. I would have thought he would have felt more after he got the divorce. What was the new case about that they mentioned? So the new indictment, we talked about this last night. If you missed last night, go check it out. It's not a new case, it's the newly indicted case. So he had the sexual assault. Sexual assault's been around for 2 years. Nesto's, it just got indicted in May, and we've talked about that before too. So he's got 2 open cases right now. He's got the RICO and he's got the sexual assault. The sexual assault got indicted in May 2025, and the RICO indictment came through in April 2024. So that's it, that's all. So go to like May videos in my timeline, and we did maybe 2 videos, 2, 3 videos specifically on the sexual assault indictment. Definitely we did a dedicated one when the document came out. So go check that one. He waived the formal indictment. And I think we talked about this yesterday too. We talked about it a couple times. I mentioned it that he hadn't been arraigned on the sexual assault charges because of all of the delays, right? I just took I just I just looked at the thumbnail. I'm hollering. Oh, you are. Ah, I just looked at the thumbnail. I'm hollering. Okay, double tap. Yeah, double tap. Hit the like button for just the visuals on your screen. If you have not taken a good look at the visuals on your screen yet, get into it and double tap. We have well over 300 and some odd, more than half of you guys who have not double tapped the screen. I cried for him because he effed up. Wait, hold on. Because he effed up big time. He's dumb. He's stupid. I hope King Maxie is a witness. Oh, King Mozzie. King Mozzie is a witness. He should be. Melvin Stokes. Was it Melvin? Yeah, Melvin Stokes, right? Don't forget. Okay, don't forget the like button. Okay, y'all. Okay. All right. Is there always a plea offered? I don't think so. Sometimes no. There's something called a negotiated plea, which is kind of like a plea deal. Any of the actual legal, like, people who are experts, who have licenses and all of those things, please feel free to speak up. Um, there are negotiated pleas and there are non-negotiated pleas. So if somebody decides to just come in on um a guilty and does not have like a proffer and does not come in with a negotiated deal, it's a non-negotiated plea, and you basically take what you get, understanding that the judge can do what they want. Even with a negotiated plea, the judge can still do what they want to do. So just because Nesto could decide he doesn't want to have all of his dirty laundry aired, he could come in on a guilty and hope that he's not going to get the stiffest of the stiffest sentences. But what he also has to understand is that they filed recidivist, um uh I forgot what that document was called, but he filed Will Wooten filed something called recidivist punishment or something like that, basically detailing Nesto's criminal history and basically asking or telling the court that based on Nesto's previous history that he was going to be seeking the top of the penalty brackets. So repeat offender, but they called it recidivist something. I forgot. And then also they put in something called intrinsic evidence. So there have been at least two filings specific to Nesto's criminal background. One specifically for the stiffest penalties, and the second one that really detailed out Nesto's criminal background and how it ties in and the progression of the caliber of crime that he has committed, that like the scams have gotten more sophisticated, the dollar amounts have gotten higher, and like basically every single time it seems as though he is like upping the ante. So that's thank you. Thank you, recidivist notice. It seems as though with every crime, and then also a pattern of activity as well, basically stating that it's like every 3 years he seems to engage in another felony. And the only time that that pattern has been broken has been because Nesto has been in prison. So, yeah, Will Wooten filed at least 2 documents relating to that and detailing out all of that information. I mean, they're going for it with him. No question about that. Lifelong felon. Thank you. Sonia was telling Nasty Nesto in the text, all lies were exposed. She is a nutcase. Okay. You guys got lots of good questions. Do you think that we've heard the last of Lamont? He was part of Nesto's enterprise, so he could end up being either a witness for the state or a co-conspirator. I absolutely agree. Um, Lamont is so Lamont definitely was like whatever they were doing some things together. What they were specifically as it pertains to Nesto's enterprise, we know Lamont engaged in some foolishness, made phone calls to intimidate victims or to find out what victims were doing on Nesto's behalf. So absolutely. Now, how deep does the rabbit hole go? I'm not really sure. Is there always a plea offered? I think I answered that one before. I don't know. I don't think so. Sometimes they'll negotiate. If you saw like the last 2 weeks, we saw two big cases like Koberger, we saw Stearns. Stearns was able to give a guilty and he was able to kill two birds. He was able to knock out both cases, one with a guilty and one with a no contest. He pleaded no contest to murder of Madeline Soto, and he was able to get life in prison without parole versus the death penalty. Koberger got to get a plea deal where he did not have to have the victims' families dragged through all of the details and photos and all of those things, and got himself saved from the firing squad. Because in is it Idaho? In Idaho, they still have the firing squad where 6, 7 people line up and shoot you. So now he's got life without parole. So obviously different crimes and all of those things. But he those two individuals came in with guilties and they're still spending the rest of their lives in jail, but they spared themselves the death penalty, right? Um why does that okay, I think I answered all you guys' questions over here. Did I miss any? Cry himself to sleep. Is there any is there um okay, is there always a play? Okay, I think that was 2 times that was asked. Okay, that's why I was getting confused. Was Sonia scared of Woot Woot? I think so. Was she scared of Will Wooten? I'm gonna say I'm I don't want to say scared. I don't know her. You know what I mean? Like you guys don't know her, I don't know her. I'm sure ma'am talks a good game and she's full of shit. To say that you're not concerned about a subpoena would be absolutely batshit crazy. I think she definitely was concerned. I don't know if she was scared. Um, what's her face? This one on here would be probably better equipped to answer that because I don't know Sonia like that. Uh, but I would imagine she seemed concerned for sure. Um, do you think that okay? Do you think Nesto was aware of Shirley was coming? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. Like let's just say Wooten said, I'm getting the so okay. I told you that she's going to, Hoover could have said, those receipts that you dropped on my client the other day, and you mentioned that his ex-wife would be happy to come and testify. Can you get her here on the 11th? You never Hoover might have said, bring it on. Hoover might have said, bring it on. We want to see Miss Strawberry to back up the receipts. Or it could have been Wooten, or it could have, I don't know who made the request for Shirley, but when Wooten said in the documents that Shirley would be willing to come testify, um, that's what happened, right? FOS for FOS literally and figuratively. What is FOS? I feel like it's going to be so obviously no footages were hurt during this live. Footages are nice. Footages are very nice. As someone who loves to have a good footages are not necessary. Footages are not necessary. Okay, but yeah, that's funny. You guys are so funny, full of shit. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Remember he tried to get Dion to agree that he was with him in 2019 when they were discussing the grape victim. Dion wouldn't accept the challenge from his scheming daddy. Okay. Okay. Sonia does not want to run up on any one of Shirley's people. I'm sure, Mississippi Monica might not be with that, Mississippi Monica might be completely with the shits. So run up on Shirley, or you know what I'm saying? They are friends and also colleagues. Mississippi Monica's not gonna let anything happen to Shirley. Do you think that Nesto's case would have been over sooner if not for Sonia and Nesto pissing off the prosecution? I'm going to go on a limb and say absolutely yes. I'm going to be honest with you. Absolutely. Period. I think that some of the delays were due to stupid asks from Sonia, like gag order to the bloggers. That was a waste of a court day, getting into the mud about me and other bloggers. You know what I'm saying? That was stupidness. That was real stupid. And I also felt like even when I had to sit there and write a letter to all companies involved, I felt I even felt like I don't want to be, my job is to tell the story. I don't want to be the story at all. And I knew that after I sent my feelings, my grievances on, especially when Sean, as a professional, is sitting there lying about me and he doesn't even know me. Just because you don't like my reporting doesn't mean that you're going to accuse me of lying and put me on the record as such. I'm not gonna just stand by for that, even if my request or whatever went unanswered. I sent it to enough places for him to know she's probably not somebody I want to play with. And just from a standpoint of, I'm going to be loud about it. I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to be totally embarrassing, and I'm going to send letters to places you didn't expect for me to. So leave me alone. I'm not bothering you. Don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? You may not love my reporting, but at the end of the day, I have a right to tell this story how I please, with the exception of telling lies, and I'm not telling any lies. I'm giving my opinion based on what's occurred, right? So, these people are real interesting. Anywho, um, I do think that it would have been expedited more had Sonia not given a lot of bad advice, and had they not deviated from the schedule. If Sean hadn't needed more time, there's many different things that have occurred that made delays, and then life is happening on other cases. And yeah, one delay may have cost them a whole entire year. Just the delay of Erica King pleading out that was 2 or 3 sessions that were focused on Erica King and not Nesto. And Nesto's been the one sitting in jail. So, let's see. I had a question about Nesto's demeanor. He was less than stoic when Shirley was testifying. Do you think he was raging? See, I didn't have the benefit of really seeing the footage as well. I think today, let's talk about that after 3 o'clock. Like if we can really get a look at his demeanor. I really couldn't see, and Blabbermouth had her big ginormous S logo over it. It was hard to see. Somebody said, okay, here we go. The picture of Bible Lady is said. Let's talk about it after 3 o'clock, Vicky. Okay. After we've had a chance to see the footages. After the footages, I will come back, even if it's like for 20 minutes on my iPad, just to like, okay. Hi, Pen Pal. Hey, boo. Pen Pal, were you there yesterday too? I didn't know if Black and Not Bitter is still here or not, if she wanted to come up for a minute, but I know you gave a full report yesterday. If you want to hear Black and Not Bitter's retelling of the events of yesterday, if you have not caught it yet, go on over to V Lenore's channel and catch it. But yeah, I think he knows it's over and life is flashing before him. Girl, a mess. Did I get everybody? Bible Lady, will you show the jail visit of a certain someone right before he went to the hearing yesterday? Will you show? I did request that. Will you show the jail visit of a certain? Are you talking about? Are you talking about Blabbermouth's jail visit? Wasn't it a video where Nasty told Shirley that the truck was paid off? Now, I don't look. I feel like he did tell her. He told her, didn't he tell her that he told Sonia that the Rolls Royce was paid off? He told Shirley that that the F-350 was supposed to be paid off and it's not. And as far as the G-Wagon, do you mind grabbing me a bottle? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Can you give me a bottle of water, hon? Do you hear those footsteps? You can hear those footsteps all the way in Atlanta, huh? Ma'am went stomping off. Can you just get me 2 bottles of water? We keep a cold drink fridge in the garage, and she had to go back. She went back to the garage to get me a drink. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Wasn't it a video where now? Yes, I would have to find it. Any of you guys recall? I feel like it was early on because there was a lot of talk about the F-350, especially after the car, the G-Wagon was. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo boo. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. You can put one in the. Don't bother. I was gonna say put one in the kitchen fridge. Thank you, boo boo. I appreciate you. I love cold water. Yes. I think that he was telling her, you should be able to get it. You just have to do the registration. I would Nesto seems like the type that he would refinance a car. Maybe also not that it's a particular type, but maybe, his finances were strained, or maybe he fell behind on payments and he had to refinance and lower a payment. I don't know, but he was paying $899 on that truck. Can you believe it? Um, let's see. Super sick. We need to go through some of that paperwork again because I don't remember everything. Um, Will Wooten filed a lot of that paperwork where we saw what the financing was like on the F-350, and it was like a crazy car payment. And it was like 5, 6, 7 years. It was something absolutely insane. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it, hun. Um, I cannot believe his car payment was almost, can you believe that? It was like a credit card rate. It was like 28%. It was something absolutely insane. Hey, Black but not bitter. Did you want to come up for a second? Like I said, I know you gave a full report yesterday on V. Lenore, but I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to say to Bougie Gang. It's up to you. We'd love to have you. If you have a moment. If you don't, it's okay. Let me drop the link. If anyone has anything to say, you're more than welcome to hit the link and come on up. Uh, ain't never paying. If I paid that much for a car, it better be like a Urus. It better be a Panamera. It better be something it better be, it needs to be something. Okay. And it also cannot be a 28, no, 29, 30% interest rate. That's absolutely insane. Okay. Okay, I just dropped the link. Black but not bitter might be coming up for a minute, guys. Yes. Hi Bougie Gang. I'm late but here. Let's see. In his text yesterday, Nesto said St. Peter has a place for him in heaven. He will be all right. For Sonia to go on with her life, he continues to insinuate he's going to unalive himself. I hate to hear that. But I feel like that might be a manipulation tactic or something. Shirley said that she knew now that the car has been in her name, but she didn't know when that happened. Me too. I can believe that too. Hey, Black but not bitter. How are you, hun?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, how are you?
Find yourself.
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for coming up.
No problem. I can answer whatever you want, but
Does anybody have any
um,
for Black but not bitter? I know you gave like a full report on Villanors yesterday, and I definitely encourage everyone and anyone, if you have not seen it or checked it out on Villanor's channel, go check it out. Um, I didn't get to see the whole thing. I probably got into about 45 minutes or so, but I didn't get through the whole entire thing. But definitely lots of detail. But does anyone have any questions? Well, now that I'm thinking, did you see the setup, the Sylvia setup yesterday with the can you comment
yes.
on that? Tell me about that,
Because
sis?
when I first got there, she was the only person there. Then I came in, so it was the two of us only for a while.
Mhm.
Um, but once Hoover and his entourage showed up, she moved up like 4 rows to sit right behind them. So and then she acted like she didn't have a charger, so she had to borrow a charger from Hoover, but she had a tripod with a phone on it, and then she had a separate phone in her hand, and then she also had a laptop. I'm not sure what she was doing on the laptop. I know throughout the day she was texting someone, and I could see the little profile picture, and come to find out the profile picture is the same one that Sonya uses when she's in the live with Sylvia. So that's who she was texting
Okay.
throughout the thing.
Like a little ponytail emoji.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, why would you need to borrow a charger from Hoover? Do you think was she giving an impression that she had to be noticed? Is
Yes.
she disruptive?
Yes. Very.
Huh?
Very. When he came in, she, like I said, moved up, and then she whispered something to him, and then she had to borrow a charger from either him or one of his little team members.
Mhm.
But a lot of times she was focusing on once she saw that Wisdom's daughter appeared, then she couldn't concentrate because she was trying to make sure that she wasn't on her phone. And when she did see that she was on her phone, she let one of the deputies know, and they said something to Wisdom's daughter. But then she pulled her phone out again later on, and so they went over there and pulled her out to tell her to put, because she told her that's the girl that was held in contempt the last time we were here.
But
So
she
that,
wasn't held in, he said, "I think I should put you into contempt," but he didn't.
well,
He
that's what
threatened it,
she,
but he didn't actually do it.
right, but those were the words that she used to the deputy when she was telling them about her having her phone out, that she was the person that was held in contempt last time.
So she was full on Karening. Would you classify her as Karening?
She, I put a note that she was a busybody. She
Wow.
was,
Well, she's the head busybody. She's Queen Blabbermouth.
I mean, between the with the Hoover interaction, and then telling on Wisdom's daughter, and then she kept looking back, and she would have to look past me to see her. Then I thought I knew what she was doing. I said, "Do you want me?" She's like, "No, was that woman behind you? Did she have her phone out?"
She was
And I'm
trying to
like,
get you involved.
"Right." And
Wow.
then prior to that, that's when prior to all that going down, that's when what's his name, Dana J had shown up.
Mm.
So during the when he came in, like I said yesterday, she must have smelled him come in, because she, as soon as he came in, her head like swiveled all the way around and saw him, and she
Wow.
immediately got the deputy's attention. And from what I was told after all this went down, she told them that he had been stalking her, and he had tried to get her arrested in New York, and because he didn't have his restraining order documentation with him or proof of it, they asked him to leave. So he, once he was taken out in the hall to be spoken to, he never reappeared.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
but she was very much a
Um,
very much a busybody, and
very
I,
much. Wow.
I thought she was. I didn't know that she had, because I didn't find out until later from some of my fellow YouTubers that she had stopped streaming. But it appeared that she was still streaming because she had still had both phones going. But on the one phone, it looked like periodically she was FaceTiming somebody, and she was using that phone to project so she could share what was on the other phone, and she was pointing to different people and stuff in the courtroom that she was projecting on the other phone. So that was my assumption. She was probably FaceTiming with Sonya and pointing out this is she was pointing to like Wooten on the screen, and the investigator was on the stand when she was doing this. I didn't see her doing that when Shirley was on there, but throughout the other parts of the hearing, I saw her doing that.
She's so unprofessional.
Yeah.
Um, it's just so there were parts yesterday. So like for instance, I'm just gonna pull this up real quick. I know what she said she was gonna do. Nobody cares. Um, let me see. Okay, so yesterday, is this big? Okay. So this thing right here. So she had this set up. So she was behind, and then I don't know, she moved her phone. Her phone was, you see her phone is right here. I don't know if you can
Mm,
see that.
I can see that. So,
So that was one phone, and then she must have had another phone in her hand. So
correct,
she had to have had two phones.
correct.
But this was the taunt. So she went live for however many minutes, and then she came back a couple of times and played bits and pieces of, what was going on, to try to taunt the audience about like whatever, you know what I mean? Like she just wanted to have people, I don't know, like I don't get it. The best word I can use to describe it was taunt the audience. You came on, you started the video feed, and then you just stop it abruptly. And then she went live again, and then she puts her whole face in the um in the view. So, like, I don't understand how, I mean, it's just not professional.
Yeah,
So then she, go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah. And you all probably understand it better from what you were saying. I can just see her on and off that phone that was in her hand. Sometimes she was FaceTiming somebody. It seemed to me she was FaceTiming somebody.
It's
Lots of
like
times she was texting.
what is this?
Yep, I saw
You're
her
at a
doing that.
trial where somebody could face the rest of their life in prison.
Yep, I did see
Where
her
is
doing
this
that.
appropriate?
And she
Why
was a mess.
why
A
do you
mess.
have a document signed by a judge that you are going to report the news or report your findings in a professional manner? This, no matter how you feel, anyone particular feels about Nesto, he is there for a serious matter. And the fact that she thinks that this is a joke is
Yep,
really, it's so unprofessional.
very much so. Very much so.
It's like, what, this is what you have a Rule 22 for? Like, if they really had enough time to review something like this, I think that they would reconsider offering her the opportunity to do this
Oh,
because
that's what I was. What you just go back a little bit. That's what I was saying. She was doing in the court. So she was on the other phone pointing
on this
to
one right here.
yes. So you'll see her finger go up on the screen in a minute,
Mhm.
and that's when she was on that other phone talking to somebody else, or I'm believing she was FaceTiming, and she was pointing on that screen to whatever was happening in the court. That right there. See when she was doing all that,
So she's, yeah, because she was filming on one and she was streaming on the other.
but she
So
was
the
talking to somebody too.
right. So whenever she
Hmm.
cut the stream, she probably started FaceTiming Sonia. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And you never know, she might have cut the feed because she wanted to talk to Sonia, who knows? Like, she may have cut the stream because she didn't get her likes and just said, "Forget about it. Let me, I'll just talk to my friend." But this is what she's doing in court. Like, this link should be sent to the judge so the judge knows next time before you sign for Sylvia Parks, this is what she's going to use the Rule 20. Like, you're worried about this one, that one, and the third, but
Hmm.
dumbass Hoover would rather have this one, loan her a charger to make a farce out of the legal process. This is who you're going to give a Rule 22
That's right.
to make a mockery of the court proceedings, and these are serious crimes. Shirley was victimized, as he's a bigamist. People have lost large sums of money. The state of Georgia is paying a significant coin to have him housed over at Cobb County. There are people who are very upset at his crimes. And this person, who is a grown ass woman who has been talked to by many other judges about her professionalism and decorum in the courtroom, is sitting here doing this and running and telling on another person. Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
I need to get that because I would send and I can vouch for being in the courtroom and witnessing it in person, plus then seeing it on the video. So
I'll drop the link in the chat. So at the 1 hour 19-minute mark, it's here in
mhm.
the chat.
All right.
This there's two videos back to back. She'll probably put, as long as the link is there, it's searchable, even if they delete it or whatever. It's here in
Okay.
this, it's memorialized in this video if she deletes it anyway. But yeah, they need to know that, like, this is his lawyer is concerned about the professionals actually telling the story, but the buffoons who show up to make a mockery out of the court process, that's who gets a Rule 22 and gets to sit there and make a mockery of the people who actually really want to know what's going on. That's how I took it yesterday, because I felt like she was actually trying to stop the flow of information. You're there to disseminate information to the public, and what she did was she kidnapped it.
That's right. That's right.
So, thankfully you were there. Wisdom's daughter was there. We had other friends in the audience who were there to be able to witness and then come back and tell the YouTube streets what happened. But this is absolutely insane. She thinks that people are just being haters, but she's actually unprofessional, and it makes YouTube look bad. Not YouTube, but you know what I mean, YouTube
Hmm.
bloggers, let's say it
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Was
Now I
there
heard
anything
Joey.
else? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I heard Joey was there.
He was there.
Did he have a tan
Yeah.
suit?
Pardon?
Did he? Can he confirm or deny if he had on a tan suit?
I have no idea. If he's in the chat right now, I have no idea. He was here yesterday, but I think he wants to stay anonymous. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know that he wants everyone to know who he is, so I have
Got
no idea
that.
what
That
he had
makes
on,
sense,
girl.
and I respect that. So I don't need to know.
Yeah.
If I run into him again, it'll still be between he and I.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think just, he's
I
just
understand.
spectating.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
What
understand.
else what else is there? So you saw Wisdom's daughter. Was there anyone else who um any other observations or anything else to tell us?
Well, the picture you put up of Shirley and two other women,
Yes.
a couple of those women coincidentally sat next to me on the row that I was in, but I had no clue who they were.
Oh, okay.
I,
So Mississippi Monica. So
right.
Monica is the executive producer of the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Right. I knew who she was
Okay.
afterwards, but then
Mhm.
there was another light skinned lady. I didn't see her in the picture you showed, but I didn't know who they were until Shirley needed her glasses. You probably saw some of the video when
Mhm.
Winfrey went up and gave Shirley some glasses. I'm gonna call her Monica. She's the one that passed up the glasses to give to Shirley. So that's the only way I even knew who they were at the time.
Let me
That
see. Right here.
yep. So
Let me go back to it. Hold on one
the one in the
second.
pink,
Okay.
yeah, the one on the left was there,
That was her. Okay, so she was there.
and
That
whoever in the middle.
is okay, so that's Monica in the middle,
Yep.
obviously Shirley, and then this other lady is maybe it's Omara Harris or something. Omara
Okay.
Harris.
Okay.
Um,
Because it was about
okay.
five. It was like three ladies. There was a gentleman. I don't know if he was a security, like private security for her,
Uh-huh.
and then someone else that had on like a Fulton County, like I don't know if they were some kind of deputy or something. It was all these people
It could
with
have been
her,
like a victim advocate possibly because she is
right?
considered a victim.
Right, because she wasn't out in the audience before she went up, nor was she in the hallway. She was like in a holding room, and
Okay.
and I had no. It never even dawned on me. I told a couple people, several people this. It never dawned on me that when Wooten said he was going to have two witnesses, that Shirley would be one of them. Because
Mm.
when he was starting the case, and I looked out in the hallway, I saw a woman come out of the door. I'm like, she looks familiar. Like she looks too nice to be here in court. And then come to find out it was Shirley, and that's when she
Mm.
entered the courtroom. But yeah, but
Yeah, I'm glad she was that. Look, she needed to come say her piece, and at the end of the day, I know Nesto was it. So let me ask you this: Nesto's outburst, was that jarring or shocking, or what was? Did you notice when he made the outburst
oh yeah,
yesterday?
because I was. I think on row four, so there's like
Mm-hmm.
he's on that side where he was, and I purposely sat on the side because I knew he would be there. But
Mm-hmm.
it was only noticeable to probably the people in the audience. I can't remember the technical term, galley or whatever,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't noticeable. I don't think to Shirley or the judge because Shirley didn't break her stride in her testimony. The judge didn't look our way, but the deputy who was sitting next to him said something. So it wasn't
Mm.
as Sylvia alluded to, like it was like this loud out, like you don't can't handle the truth. It wasn't anything like that. It was audible enough for people on that side of the courtroom to hear it, and then she tapped him on the shoulder to kind of, I guess, give him a little warning, don't do that again. But Hoover didn't even move to chastise his client.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay. And did one of the guards say something to him?
the little deputy, because when they come to the table, when there's the defense attorney,
Uh-huh.
the defendant, and then there's always a sheriff's deputy like sitting nearby. that table with the person that's in shackles and all that stuff. So
And
she
they
was,
came and had
yeah,
something to say. Okay,
exactly.
interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
And
Have
then I
you
think,
been have you been before for any of the other hearings? I feel like you have been there a
yes,
couple other times, right?
this was my second
Um,
time. The last time I went was when it was nothing happened because Hoover was in that other trial. So I was there probably all of probably 10 minutes, and then
okay.
left.
So so today was so yesterday was definitely worth it.
Correct. And it also didn't dawn on me when I got there and I took a picture of they have like a digital sign outside the courtroom
Mhm.
with all the cases and the case numbers and all that. And
Uh-huh.
his name was listed twice. And I'm like, why is it? One was just like Ernest Williams, blah, blah, blah. And then the other one was like him and like three of his aliases listed. And then one of them was for the suppression case for the RICO stuff. And the other one was for
Yes.
the sex crimes.
Okay. So yeah, because they did have both cases on the docket for yesterday, but I guess they only made it to the one. Did they make it for the second one? Did you see that?
Yeah, so she spoke up initially when there was some initial courtroom business, and then they were kind of going down and got to his name, and she said that, you know, ADA Winfrey, I'm here for um, defendant Williams for the sex crimes case. And then fast forward to when they got to his actual stuff, she only said that about it was recently indicted, and then Hoover waived his formal arraignment for it, and that was kind of the end of it.
Oh, okay. So they're just gonna go right into pretrial then. Okay.
Yep. So there was no, he didn't plead
Interesting.
anything or anything like that as far as that case is. It was just the mention of it, no formal arraignment or waiving the
Right. Just the
informal
reading
arraignment.
of
Yeah,
the charges, and there's
correct.
not going to be any bond, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, I don't think based on all the array of cases that he has, also he's indigent. So,
Right.
all right. Um, I think that's it. Did anyone have any questions for Black but not bitter? Shirley presented class and elegance. Something IS inside head knows nothing about.
Oh, the main thing that stood out to me was
Mhm.
because when the case started, because the burden of proof was on the defendant's side. But he was
Yes. Mhm.
waffling, and then, like the judge, like, who's gonna go first? Like, well, I can, but then, so then that's when Wooten stepped forward. But Hoover had no evidence. He didn't present any evidence. He didn't have any witnesses. And the way it's being spun on another channel is that it was like a slam dunk that they proved that Shirley was lying and that the judge didn't believe Shirley. That's why he asked her those a couple questions about the registration and all that. And that's not the way I took it when he asked
Yeah.
those clarifying questions. It wasn't he was questioning because he didn't believe her. I think it was to elicit additional testimony to clarify some things. It wasn't
Right.
because he wasn't doubting her validity.
I felt like it was to further expand also because it wasn't giving um I would say it just didn't the way Hoover asked the questions, you might get the impression that either Shirley was withholding some information
Mm-hmm.
or like how could you not know? Like when he said, "Well, why didn't you just give the car back?" I'm thinking to myself, "Do you know how credit operates? You don't just give cars back." And
Right.
also, at the time, she didn't know she wasn't married. They
Right.
were when she found out that the car still needed to be paid for, she was not happy about it in those phone calls. On top of that, they were still going to be together, and he asked her to keep it because he said he needed something to drive when he got out of jail. Like
Right.
in those very first calls, he told her to keep the car. He didn't want her to trade it in. He got mad when she said she was going to trade it in. So, and then you don't, a voluntary repossession is still a repossession. So it was giving that he really didn't understand how credit works.
Right.
But, and then Shirley said, "Well, I didn't know that I could do that." Like, I
I don't
don't know
think
what
anybody knows that.
yeah, I don't know what Shirley yeah, exactly. I don't know what Shirley knows or doesn't know about finances, but in terms of calling about a car that your husband purchased and you saying that your husband's in jail, I think it just falls back on you. I mean, at the end of the
Right.
day, if something were to happen to my husband, I'm going to be responsible to pay his credit cards. I might not even have those credit cards in my wallet. He's, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? We may have two separate portfolios of things that we do, but if something happens to either one of us, I'm responsible to take care of his debt and he's responsible to take care of mine. That's just what happens in a marriage. So I felt like some of the questions were almost like faulting her for not knowing certain things, but
Right. Because
everybody doesn't.
Hoover's like,
Yeah.
well, you knew the car existed. You've ridden the car. How could you not know that it wasn't that the car was in your name? Like, all those things don't even add up to me. Like, did you bring proof that he's still married to other women? Well, how did you find out who told you he was married to other women? And she's like, my attorney. Well, are you going to just take the word of your attorney? Do you have any proof to present to the court today that he's still married to these other women? She's like, no. Like, did you all have video of him signing those papers at the dealership? Like, no. Like, but it was
Who takes a video of people signing for cars?
the
You know what I'm
investigators
saying?
like the investigators like
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When my husband and when we got married, um we were down at the clerk, and I was so excited, girl.
right.
I was like, babe, oh my god, we're signing our papers. I do have video of me
Okay.
doing my marriage application and all of that. I didn't get video of us doing our swearing once they accepted our paper and then gave us the paper back to have signed by the pastor,
Hmm.
but I know I have some pictures of us leaving the office. I have pictures of us, filling in our applications at that time. I don't know. I think it was
But here's
partially on the computer, and maybe there was one or two actual papers to sign. Um, but yeah, but
but he was
that's
he was asking about video from footage of him signing the paperwork for purchasing the car. I don't
who
know what.
does that at a used
Right.
car lot?
Right.
Girl, bye. It's not like you were signing for your first
A
Bentley. I
Maybach.
mean, it's a freaking used ass F-350 diesel. No offense,
Cash
but
and
if it
carry.
was, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was signing for your brand new Ghost,
Right.
okay. But even then, when you're in that bracket, it might be like, well, what's the big deal? Because you're in that bracket, like, of buying $500,000 cars. So who's going to even do that? I don't know, but that's silly.
And the
That's
other thing I didn't know until Bible Lady told me was when they were going down the application and talking about the is it Bent Creek address, who signed for that, who paid it,
uh
him and him. But when they got to the Pine Grove address,
hmm
and she said she never lived there, I thought she lived there with him. And Bible Lady said she never lived there. And I'm like,
no, no, that was the fraud address. That was an address that was a lease that was acquired like kind of right after Bent Creek.
mhm,
And I don't know if he thought he was gonna move Shirley in there, but whenever I don't know if she ever saw it or not, but that was the one that was right next door to Erica King,
right.
and he had cars parked over there. I think he had some junk in there. I think Erica King had some junk in there, and maybe it made sense at the time that they thought that that would be something smart to do. And I'm
Mhm.
talking about Erica and Nesto, but it never came to fruition. And that just like they didn't pay rent at 990, they didn't pay rent at 980, and both of those landlords had been frauded by previous tenants.
Mm.
So the both of those PGR homeowners were on the alert because they both had just recently had bad leases.
Mm,
And
mm,
it was
mm.
the pandemic and people were defaulting on rentals. And a lot, I mean, sometimes everybody doesn't have a huge portfolio of rental properties. Sometimes people are leasing out a house because they just bought another house, and
Right.
you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
need that mortgage to pay it. They need that rental payment to pay that mortgage.
Right.
And they even did that with Bent Creek. I mean, the fact that Nesto has had several similar situations knocks out the coincidence
Right.
excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not a coincidence that this thing came up with PGR because you had just gone almost 2 years without paying rent at Bent Creek. And then you've had non-payment of rent at multiple business locations. This is not the first time that these two, including Shirley, and I don't, you know, what I mean, I don't want to just defend Shirley, which I don't know what she knows or what she doesn't know, but she's had multiple evictions in her name, and they could all be Nesto's fault.
Hmm.
But there's not that many coincidences
Right.
for
And I
him to
happen
say that wasn't me, and you keep getting evicted for non-payment of rent.
right. And I did a drive by of Bent Creek because it's like 5 minutes from where I live. So I just wanted
Okay.
to be nosy
In
and see it.
Alpharetta, right.
Correct. But what they're hanging their they meaning Nesto and Hoover are hanging their hat on is that Nesto had the expectation of privacy for the vehicle because the fraud wasn't known to the police on the day that they did the what they call illegal search. And the
Mhm.
case law they presented was there was a gentleman that was making counterfeit money in a hotel room, and when the police raided the room, they found the counterfeit money in a machine. But they later found out that he had rented the room with a stolen credit card.
Mm.
Because they didn't know on the day they raided the property that it was a fraudulent rental of the room, that they should throw that case that evidence out. So that's what they're.
Wait, can you repeat that again
Yeah.
slow? Okay,
Yeah.
tell us which, because I was just like, "What?" Okay, go
So
ahead.
so the overarching premise is he had an expectation of privacy when
Right.
they because it was he told him it was his vehicle.
Right.
So
Okay.
on that so when they did the search of it, he's claiming they illegally searched his property. But down the road, the police determined that that car wasn't even in his name, and
Right.
he had illegally um, applied and purchased the vehicle. Because they didn't know that information about the fraud until after the search, they should throw out the evidence because on the date that that raid occurred, they
Right,
didn't
that
know
what
about the
they
fraud.
right, it's still an illegal search and seizure, but the technicality is that he okay. So what were you saying about the illegal, hotel room? Are you talking about the premise of, like, obtaining something through fraud, or did he rent something illegally
No, it was the
outside of
case
that?
law. The case law that
Oh, okay.
Hoover presented was there's a gentleman that was making counterfeit money in a hotel room.
Mhm.
When they raided the hotel room and they seized all the counterfeit money and all that stuff, they thought that it should be thrown out because the police later found out and the hotel found out that he reserved the room with a stolen credit card.
Right,
But
so he
because
had no right to the room because the
Correct.
the room was fraudulently obtained.
Right, but they're saying
So
because they didn't know that at the moment they did the raid, they need to throw that out because in that moment they assumed that I'm sorry, that's the landscapers.
oh, you're fine.
uh, the moment that they did the raid, they didn't have that
They
information.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just in right. And that's similar to what happened is going on with Nesto. So that's where Dunaway has the pleasure of making that decision. So it's a technicality that would make it legal, because it was illegally obtained due to him not being married and number one, not having the benefit of marriage, which would make her car his car, or the benefit of even it being his car because the vehicle was illegally obtained and without her knowledge, through fraud. So yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Oh, they also
Interesting.
messed
So,
up because
uh
because Hoover was waffling about who goes first because he chose to go second. That only gave him one opportunity to have a closing statement. So because Wooten went first, he got his initial closing remarks, and then got a rebuttal after Hoover
yes.
did his part. So
So how was Roberto's closing? Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for keeping it professional and entertaining at the same damn time. Thank you, Mr. Byron. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Um, what did you think about Roberto's closing? Can you give us anything in a nutshell? But like between the two closings?
His closing was more or less because there was no presentation of proof. Nobody could show that there was proof that Nesto was still married to or other women while he was married to Shirley, because they Shirley's has seen and been in the vehicle and she knew it existed. She should have known. It was more about the she what she should have known kind of thing. She should have known it was in her name. She should have known that he possibly was married to other people. She should have known. That's what their basic thing was, as far as trying to disprove that Shirley was believable and that they should suppress that evidence. But they didn't present any
Roberto loves to
evidence.
blame the victim. That's
Yeah,
one thing I notice about him. He loves to kind of put the burden on the victim. What do you think about that? Do you hear that too, or am I tripping?
I agree.
Uh,
Even the way when he was questioning her, like, was all blaming her. What if you believe that? Why didn't you? If you believed he was married to other women, based on what your attorney said, why didn't you get an annulment? Well, why didn't your attorneys explain to you the difference between an annulment and a divorce?
Yeah, it's like, well, what am I paying her for? I'm paying her to do research. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if I'm a busy woman and I'm catching flights and I'm here, there, and everywhere with my boss, and
Mhm.
I'm dropping somebody a coin to handle this business for me, why do I need to do research? If she tells, if I say, give me my best option, I don't want to hear option two and three. I'm expecting, if I'm paying you a coin, to vet out. And when I say, give me the best option, you're bringing me my best option. And I'm trusting you as my lawyer to give me what you think is the best thing for me to do. And if it's for me to get a divorce, I didn't seek out anything else because I went to the best attorney in town I could pay for. And this is what she told me was my best course of action. Call her.
Right. He said when you
Ask her.
also and also when you found out that the vehicle was fraudulently purchased, why didn't you go to the DA and tell him about that, and then try to get the vehicle returned to the credit company? So again, it was
It's
all
like,
placing the blame on her for what she didn't do and or know, versus, you know, her his client being a fraudster.
right. At the time, she was trying to hold on to the car because he said he wanted to drive it when he got out of jail, which never happened. And then also, he probably had done enough to mess up her credit. And like I was saying last night, even though maybe she didn't want to keep the car, it's a positive line of credit at this point because
Right.
she had some credit issues. If you have a credit line that's now reporting with payments, with on-time payments, that's actually a plus for your credit. And she makes money, so maybe it's not that big of a deal at this point to have the vehicle and be paying for it. I don't know, but it's at the end of the day, if she's paying for it monthly, it's a positive credit line. So
Plus,
that's
in that timeline, that was still when she was still trying to save face, because I don't think that people even knew about all that was going on with him. People didn't know he was in jail. Like, her coworkers didn't know all that, so she was probably doing everything she could to kind of, tread water until, she couldn't any longer.
it was part of like let's just say cover up, if you will.
Hmm.
She was still trying to, like you said, save face. So yes,
Hmm.
absolutely. So yeah. Excellent point. Let me see if anyone has any questions for you. Will you show the jail visit? Okay, so the jail visit, the Bible lady jail visit, yes, but yes. That probably will get mailed. Bougie, do you think she made a profit from the footing after the fact? If so, how much? Are you talking about her do you think like not Bible lady, what's her name? Sylvia made a pro I doubt. I'm gonna be honest with you. The way she handled that footage yesterday, um, I don't know what her watch time would have been. I'm gonna be honest with you. She might have made a few dollars. If she put it in members or something, maybe. Dennis, thank you for the gifted membership. I'm gonna segue over and see if and capture who got gifted. If you got gifted by Dennis a membership, if you could just put your hand up, put some bingos in the chat, let us know. Does her Rule 22 allow her to live stream, use her phone? It allows you to whatever you checked off for. So if she checked off to stream, record, send texts, not text, but like live tweet, stuff like that. So yes, she could have her phone out. If she checked off all of the above, like have use her phone to film, use a camera, still images, all of those things. Yeah. Did BBNB notice Nesto? Yeah. So answer that for us, BBNB. Did you notice Nesto? So I'm assuming I'm not sure what she means by that. Vicky, can you expand on that, please, hon? Because you were sitting basically behind Nesto about 3, 4 rows back, right?
That's correct. I just noticed he was mostly still. The only time I really saw him do anything was when he had the outburst about uh, when she said she didn't find out until after he was arrested that the car was in her name.
Mm.
All during Wooten's closing statements, he's like shaking his head like that ain't true, that ain't true. That's he didn't say those words, but that's what I would say that gesture meant. He seemed real to me. He was stiff, like very stiff. But then he seemed real sad when he was leaving, and he kind of looked back at what's her face, and then proceeded to go out back into the little holding cell area.
Okay,
And
I
he was
did
also
see.
smaller than I thought he would be. He's
Huh?
also he was all his stature was smaller than I thought he would be, and he seemed pale to me, not like
Mm.
not like
No sun.
white.
He's not getting a lot of
Correct,
sun.
correct.
Wow. Okay. Um, I mean, is it like, do you feel, does it, I feel like it does seem a little weird because I went to court like almost 2 weeks ago now and saw a young person come in shackles. Did it make, were you kind of like, oh my God, look at Nesto and the shackle shuffle, like the shackle shuffle?
Yes.
Well, it is, what was your first impression of seeing the man in shackles?
I'm like, oh, the legend, the myth, he exists.
The
But
shackle shuffle.
yeah, but
What was
he didn't seem like he was confident coming in, nor did he seem confident going out. Because I've heard or read like he thought they kind of had a slam dunk yesterday. His demeanor did not give that to me, nor did his attorney's demeanor give that to me.
Mm. Let me thank a couple of people. So Dennis, thank you again for gifting some friends. The first was it Jackson Tabasco the first time? Somebody got a membership. It might have been, I'm not sure who got it. But whoever got the first membership, please make sure to let Dennis know. I feel like I don't know. I can't see it, but I can see these. Aquarius Bay, Cruella Deville, Shawana Russ, Reina Garza, and Drea from the 318. I hope you all enjoy, courtesy of our friend over at Mr. Dennis Byron. Thank you so much, sir, for gifting some friends. Very much appreciated. And thank you so much for gifting. Thank you for gifting some friends and and tipping. Okay, thank you so much. Let's see. Can the judge be so listen to this one, black but not bitter. Can the judge be investigated for giving this person with pending charges and current restraining order
Ooh.
favoritism? As she would say, favor with a rule. Black but not bitter. She got favor. Okay. Can the judge be investigated for giving favor to somebody with pending charges and a restraining order? What do you say? Can you
It,
give your opinion, ma'am?
it was just odd because when I first got there, like I said, she was the only one there. Then I sat down and she was like, "Oh, I love your hair. It's gorgeous." Blah blah blah. And then a few seconds later, she just keeps trying to make idle chit chat, and she said that, yeah, I'm waiting for my Rule 22 to be approved, so I'm going to be filming. but I never saw the in between from her saying that and then her going up to start setting up her equipment. I never saw anything transpire unless it happens through email or something where somebody said, "Yeah, you're good to go ahead and film." That was that to me. That was odd. That she first of all she didn't know who I was, or she
Right.
didn't, and she assumed that I probably didn't know what a Rule 22 was. But then, like I said, she said, "I'm waiting for it to be approved," and then there was no incident in between that being said and her setting up her equipment a few minutes later. So I just thought that was strange.
So she just started running you all of her business in that
Yes.
moment. She's like, "Oh, hey, let me tell
Yeah.
you my business. Let me get you caught up." A mess. Okay, so hey, you want to know my business? So, can the judge be investigated for giving this person with pending charges and a current restraining order favoritism? Oh, great question, Thessie. I'm gonna say I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't
the
think there'll be
judge
an
runs their
investigation.
courtroom. The judge runs their own courtroom, and she's innocent until proven guilty. So, in a way,
Well,
he
that would
can't
have to
hold.
apply to the YSL case too, wouldn't it? Because
Okay. I
she
mean,
had
she
no
got totally arrested and came back.
right.
This woman has no shame. She literally got arrested, spent 8 days in Rice Street, and came right back to
Back.
work. She came right back and plugged in. She has no shame. A mess. Okay. Look, did you notice? Was it funky? Like she sat right in front of you. Did you were I mean, was there I heard, I'm not gonna say any names. I was watching the Diddy trial, and there is a particular blogger that I like to watch everybody. There was a lady
You talking about
blogger.
her walk away smell.
Somebody there was a lady blogger that I watch who said that there was someone who would sit by her who smelled very salty. Like she was kind of glad that that person didn't show up because she smelled salty all the time. And I noticed that I think that was a day that Sylvia did not come to court. Can you either confirm or deny that it was giving saute? was it was it was it giving Five Guys, or Hamburger All the Way? We're at the gossip portion of the
I would
no.
say that the way that she presents herself does not give fresh and clean.
Wow! Oh my. So just a overall kind of funk, just a little bit like,
Like from the hair
keep
to
your
the
distance.
yeah, from the hair down to the shoes and all points in between does not give fresh and clean.
Wow, all points in between.
Hmm.
Just not giving,
Mm-mm.
just professional, a little unprofessional?
Very, very.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that we missed? I mean, is there anything else that you wanna say? We appreciate you so much. I appreciate you coming up because, like I said, I know if you have not caught V Lenore's yet, go on over to V Lenore. Black but not bitter gave her full report over there for sure yesterday. I so appreciate you coming up here. That was so sweet. Thank you very much.
No
Um
problem.
but yes, definitely please go support our sis V Lenore. Did an excellent interview yesterday with our good sis Black but not bitter, who was out representing for the YouTube streets, getting all the information to bring back for those of us who want to know and don't want to have to play around with people playing around.
And I just
Uh,
want to say that I try to give it like I heard it. I didn't try to
right.
embellish or make anything more grandiose than it was. And I think that's the what I would expect somebody that's out there being a quote unquote courtroom blogger, journalist, whatever it is. Just give the facts and don't add in all your implicit biases and all that stuff. Just lay it out like that.
Give us the details and then maybe tell us what you think. But yeah, just
Oh
tell
yeah,
us what
yeah.
happened and then tell us what you think. Look, I just have a few more questions. Does your guest believe that Hoover gave a great defense like SI said, oh, like IS said, okay, do you agree, or what are your thoughts on Hoover's overall like presentation and closing? Specifically, the question was, does your guest believe that Hoover gave a great defense like IS said yesterday?
I would say no, because there's been a lot of time between the
Mm.
last hearing and this one, and to come in with nothing to present.
Mm.
All that he was using for his presentation was the documents he borrowed from the prosecution, like the contract and all
Stop
that.
it.
And if
He had to borrow copies from Will Wooten.
right, so if also if his client's friend had provided so much proof to substantiate all his claims, where were those documents? Because
I'm
if
just still stuck on that he had to borrow copies from Will Wooten. That's a mess.
I mean, he literally went up to his seat with his energy drink and I think his laptop, but not like one piece of paper, nothing.
Mm, a mess. Do you think Dion still has the truck? I don't know. Did they talk about who has maintained possession of the truck? I wonder if Shirley's got it in a garage somewhere.
That's a good question. 'Cause she said she hasn't driven in years. She's like, I don't drive it, but she never said who was in possession with it. She only stated that she's maintained the payments and then also had to add it to her insurance. But she did not say where that physical truck is located.
I don't think Dion has it. I don't think she has anything to do with them. It didn't seem like if Dion was still dealing with Shirley and was still able to deal, have a relationship with her, he would have said something to his dad. I don't think he has it. She probably put it in storage. Yeah, she's probably just paying it. I would have just paid that thing off and got rid of it. At any time, did Shirley look at Nesto while she was on the stand? Did she look at him?
I would say look that direction because that's where Hoover was standing when he was asking her questions. So she had to look in that direction, but I didn't see,
Hmm.
I couldn't tell that she like looked into his eyes or something like that, but in that direction, yes.
Mm. Was he looking nasty? Would how would you feel if that was your ex-husband in the midst like that? Was that
He was
like,
stiff. He was stiff, and I said it was strange because sure this was her first time seeing him as well as mine since he's been in jail. So that was odd that we both had that first time experience together. But I'm sure he was nervous, not knowing what she was going to say, or is she going to still support me and be the Christian lady I said that she was, or is she going to tell the truth?
mm, wow. What was your overall impression of yesterday? Was it like, wow, I'm so glad this was like worth my day? Was it worth your day?
It was because I wasn't sure if it was going to go on like it did happen before when it was canceled. And for people, I also want people to know that this is not necessarily the end of this suppression portion of the case,
Yeah, no.
because if the once the judge makes his decision, both sides, depending on how he decides, both sides get to appeal. So this could still
Mm,
go
God.
right.
Nesto can forget about it. That's why we're like, okay, we'll spend some time on it this week, but it's like, okay, like
So
I mean, this is on some can't stop, won't stop.
right. So this suppression piece is has no defined end date.
Mm. He better be calling on St. Peter. At any time, did Shirley look at Nesta? Okay, did Shirley's friend sitting next to her make any comments? Did anyone go like, or oh
Ooh,
my God, like, Was there any, did you notice any audibles?
no audibles, but a visual that it seems like I think it was Monica when they were leaving. Like she kind of stood out in the aisle before they left, and had like a long glaze over his way. He wasn't looking at her, but that's the direction. Like she had this face, like when one of your girls would have, they had your back. That's kind of the look she had on her face,
Like, yeah,
gazing at.
mother
Mhm.
clucker.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it
Don't mess with
was.
my friend again. And Nesto did talk about her eyebrows or something. Nesto tried to call Mississippi Monica ugly or something, which is like, it's not even worth commenting on because she's a beautiful woman. He tried to talk about her as if she was not attractive. He said something about her, and it was just like, you're clearly hating.
That's I would agree with that. I don't have any negative or petty stuff to say about any of her guests.
Did ADA Winfrey get a new LWAP bust down? Oh God.
What's
Reef
that?
and DA Winfrey, did she get a life without parole? She had a sew-in. So she had like a 24-inch
It looked pretty because I thought it was
sew-in.
her real hair. It was
Okay,
pretty.
she this is, let me show you. She has, I think she has a, let me see. Let's see what her hair was doing in this. Hold on a second. Let's go over here. Um
And she
you'll
was
see
one of the
her in
few
this
attorneys who
video
was
right.
dressed nicely because a lot of the other female attorneys, their stuff was too tight or too small, but she was dressed really nicely.
She was well
Ve-
appointed. She
Very
was
much so.
nice fitting suit and
Yes.
everything. This is you'll see Ernell Winfrey in this clip right here. We'll take a short. We got like two more and then I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to keep you too long.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
But me, I just dogged out all the way around. Nasty Nesto. What the fuck? I'm telling folks, man, I ain't did nothing with these folks, man. Hold on, no.
let me see. I think you're on
What's
mute.
the
Let me
name of that
unmute
song?
you.
What's the name of that song? You know what? You know what?
What?
It's
I don't
funny
know
that
why I
you said
can't
that you
unmute
just
you
brought
for a
back some
second.
memories. So when you said that, when I told you,
Oh, can you hear me now?
when I
I
told
can hear
you,
you now.
I think
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
took a phone call back. Remember I told you, I
Okay,
said, you know what they
that's
call
Ernell
you out
right
here?
there
Yeah, you say what?
Oh.
with the short hair.
Oh, okay.
You see, it says DDA Ernell
Yes.
Winfrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
This
I
is her
said they
that
call
says,
you
"Oh,
Nasty Nesto,
we're gonna
right?
start
How
putting
I
those
said it.
charges
So
back in
they
an
don't put my
indictment."
voice.
I can speak to that. As to
Oh.
23 CP 215407, at our last hearing, the state did move to null process or to decline that particular case. We will just revive that case in an indictment.
And they did.
What's the name of that
So if
song?
you
They
guys
call me
remember,
Nasty
it's in
Nesto.
my Ernest Williams
What's the name
playlist.
of that song?
They call me
At one
Nasty
point, they
Nesto. What
did
they
no
do?
cross
This
the
how they
You know
sexual
what?
assault. And when she Judge Manning called it out and said, well, DDA Winfrey, you never closed out those charges, and she said she didn't know that she was supposed to, and she said, okay, we'll take care of it, we're just going to bring it back in a new indictment. And it took a while, but they ended up indicting that in May of 2025.
Right.
So it was like a year later they finally cleared up the calendar and they closed it, and Nesto and Sonia were high-fiving. They thought like, "Oh yeah, the lies." And then next thing you know, they bring it back. So that's one of those video footages where it comes back to bite them because he thought it was going to go away. It was thrown because they love to say it was thrown out, just
Mm-hmm.
like the CSAM, the child exploitation
Mm-hmm.
photos. um it wasn't thrown out. It's no pros. They can bring that back if they want to. They're just not prosecuting it at this time. So at that moment they had no pros the sexual assault, but then they turned around and brought it back May of 25, and that was what he was arraigned on first thing yesterday. And
Mm-hmm.
then they into talking about the RICO. So I'm sorry, did he have new charges? And no, that was the what where's I'm sorry. You got kicked out. Both of us got kicked out. Sorry
It's
about that.
okay.
People were asking about that. So yeah. Hopefully that answers those questions. Did you see Sheridan? Did you see Sheridan?
No.
Okay. I feel like Blabbermouth said she saw Sheridan, but I don't think she knows who Sheridan even is. So
I would know who she was because she looks like her mom.
she looks like
There was
Shirley. She's taller, right?
right, and there was the only Mississippi Monica, the other person that was in that picture that you showed, another woman that was slightly older, but I don't think it was the balloon pop person. What's her Debbie? I don't think it was her. And
Mhm.
then a male, I think he might have been security. And then, like
Mhm.
I said, the person from the county, but
Okay.
no Sheridan.
Okay. Absolutely. You know, okay. Let me see. Did IS give old earrings back give old earring back stank or Whopper with extra onion stank? Okay, did IS give old earring backs or Whopper with extra onion stank? Why is everybody so funny? I didn't even get that at first. I was like, what in the world am I reading? Oh God! Did she smell like old dirt and stank? Was she giving onion? Was she giving onions and ketchup and fried meat? Or was it or was it just dirt and sweat?
Like old belly button funk.
Ah, 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 my stomach is hurting. That's funny.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Who brought that so I could go back? Who brought the old
Um,
earring back? Said that.
make beauty forever. Oh God. Oh, oh, that's funny. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh God. Mm-mm.
Which one was it? Was it giving I just walked into Five
And you
Guys
want?
or was it giving Locker Room?
Oh my God. I would go with the old earring back.
Wow, that's bad. That smells. That's horrible. You know when you have to go drop your earrings in some alcohol?
Right.
Oh. Oh no, you got that when that stuff collects in your earring back? Yeah, that's nasty. Ew.
Oh my
Mm-mm-mm.
God.
Nasty. Okay. I think that's everything. I think I asked every question. She kept paying. Ms. Mad about music was responding back to Brown Family Chronicles. So I think I got everybody's questions. So let me close this because I don't want to not answer anybody's questions, but I feel like we got all of them. So
Okay.
Black but not bitter. Thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you.
real OG, thank you so much for coming up and sharing with us and answering some extra questions. That was so sweet. Thank you very much. So in other words, she smells the way she looks. Wow. Wow, you guys are fun.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Thank you so much, Black but not bitter. I appreciate you so much.
All right. Have a good one.
Sis, thank you. Okay. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye. Oh my God, that was so much fun. You guys are amazing. She was a real G for answering all those questions. And make sure to go and support our sis V Lenore. Because she Black but not bitter gave her first account there. So if you want to catch the whole thing, make sure to go over to V's channel and get caught up. So you guys are awesome. I'm gonna see you guys in the bushes, guys. Let me go and get dressed. Honeybee, thank you, boo. Thanks again to everybody who contributed. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for hitting the like button for my artwork today. You guys know I try to keep it real cute and funny. I was so irritated by this woman and her footages and her I was so irritated yesterday. So I apologize. You know, whenever I feel like whenever I have a rant, I always lose a subscriber or two. But the funny thing is I got like 5 new subscribers yesterday. Normally, if I ever have a rant, I always lose like 1 subscriber, maybe 2. But I actually gained some yesterday. But again, that's not my normal. I don't like to come and rip a new asshole for somebody. But I was very much annoyed because I feel like um it's just not a cool thing to do. And um whatever. I'm not going to say too much about it. Maybe we'll talk about it again in the future. I don't feel like this is going to be the last time because this one of the people, well, two of the people on the well, three, golly. There are people out here that are very much haters, and they're mad because there are people who get up every day and do what they can't do. Okay? Or couldn't. However is the best way to say it. Get up every day and do their damn thing, and they're very much jealous, bitter, mad, and feel away. You know what I mean? I think, I'm just not going to get too much detail. You guys know what happened yesterday, so I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, but ma'am is so freaking bothered by the YouTube streets, and I really think that nobody on the YouTube streets yesterday even really had a chance to do what they were being accused of. I think it was residual from YSL, and I think it was also residual from what happened at Diddy. And I feel like she was immediately triggered because she was very vocal leaving the Diddy trial, that she was not, that she, how she was going to play, and she acted a complete asshole and had a total tantrum and made a fool out of herself yesterday, and everybody laughed and had a good time with it. And I'm sure she is feeling very much away about it, and that's her business. So she can do that and be that, and that's fine. Nobody cares. Miss Bougie down. Miss Honeybee, thank you so much. Boom. My good sis, Soul Power. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Black But Not Bitter, for being boots on the ground. Excellent job. Yes. Period. Miss HLS, I agree with Petty Patty. Thank you so much, Black But Not Bitter, for the eloquent recap. And thank you, Fran. Thank you so much, Boo Boo. I appreciate you very much for supporting and holding it down over here. Petty Patty, Black But Not Bitter, you are surely proper. Appreciate the recap. Okay, thank you. Butterfly Empress, Black But Not Bitter. I think she was trying to fish you for information. Period. She's not above that. And Mr. Dennis, thank you so much for gifting memberships and then renewing your membership. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the tip. Thank you. Zanley Ladybug 3 Sidehead could have made it to that court hearing, but scary. Zanley Ladybug said Sonya's scary. Okay, period. She said sis skirt. Okay. What you think? You guys think that that's true? Sonya was scared? They're that's a whole that's a real trifling situation over there. Tanya, thank you, boo. Oregon City Street, thank you. Yes, we read that one. And Boss Lady, thank you, boo. And Freedom is Coming, thank you. Black But Not Bitter was most certainly in court, and thank you to everybody. You guys are amazing. Okay. Black But Not Bitter, thank you. Thank you, boo. Unique One said, did anyone notice how hard that wedding kiss was? If they didn't, they getting ready to. We're gonna play it again.
me. God's been too good to me. Believe I shout. Believe I shout. Believe I shout. Believe I shout. He healed me. He healed me. He brought me. He told me. He helped me. Never left me. Believe I will. Believe I will. Believe I will. I shout now. Shout. 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 Shout.
Someone, did you say you liked it so much you liked it twice? Okay, let's take a look at the kiss. Let's catch the kiss, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Shirley and Nesto are no more. Okay, Shirley and Nesto are done. They done, y'all. They are done.
But me, I get dogged out all the way around. Nastiness, though. I'm telling folks, man, I ain't dead, man, with these folks, man. Hold on, no.
What's your name, Miss What's your name, Miss You know what? You know what?
What?
It's funny that you said that you did brought back some memories. So when you said that, when I told you, I think on a couple phone calls back, remember I told you, I said, you know what they call you right here? Yeah, you said what? And I said, they call you Nasty Nestos, right? However I said it. So yeah. They don't took my voice.
I can speak to that. As to 23 CP 215407 at our last hearing, the state did move to null process or to decline that particular case. We will just revive that case in an indictment.
What's your name, Miss Dover?
They call me Nasty Nesto.
What's your name, Miss Dover?
They call me Nasty Nesto. Some shit they do.
You know what?
Okay. They call him Nasty Nesta on some shit he didn't even do. Okay. Did you guys notice the F-350 is in this picture? I don't think this is Nasty Nesto's F-350, but that is a F-350 in the picture nonetheless. Anywho, guys, have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you guys in the bushes. You know what that means, right? Ain't no secret. I'm gonna see y'all in the bushes, okay?
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick. The mistress, the side chick, the hand. It's whatever. I mean, name calling is what y'all do. That's